Thoroughbred Week with John Henderson is presented by Acti-Statin, Adena Springs, Bloodstock Research, Breeders' Cup, Claiborne Farm, Dock Lanes Veterinary Pharmacy, Horse Sense, Keeneland, Lane's End, Malone's, New York Thoroughbred Breeding and Development Fund, OCD Pellets, Old Colony Insurance Services, Pala Mountains, Pin Oak Stud, Quillen Leather and Tack, Ramard, Sally Horse Fans, and Shadwell Farm.
Hello everyone and welcome to Thoroughbred Week, featuring Grade 1 stakes action from opening weekend at Saratoga and Del Mar, and a return to top form by a two-time champion in the Grade 1 Delaware Handicap. We begin with sprinters at the Spa in the Grade 3 James Marvin Stakes. Super Speedy, the 9-5 favorite. Tom Durkin picks up the call.
44-2, a bruising opening half mile here. Strapping Groom and Super Speedy. Lori's Rocket now backs off into third. To the outside goes Sage Valley as the field turns for home. Politically Correct coming up the inside. Hello Lover making a run from the back of the pack down the center of the track. Strapping Groom narrowly. Super Speedy fighting hard. On the outside, Sage Valley, and farthest out, Hello Lover. Politically Correct and a little bit tight down to the final 16th. Sage Valley in front, Politically Correct. They're coming down to the line, and it is Sage Valley to win it, 3/4 of a length.
Sage Valley, the winner officially by a length over Politically Correct. Cornelio Velasquez aboard the Keeneland Sells Graduate in 122-2. Winner of the Grade 3 Maryland Sprint Handicap on the Preakness Day card, the Reformed Kramer had a 4-race winning streak snapped by his 5th place finish in the Grade 2 True North Handicap. The 4-year-old colt by Discreet Cat was bred in Kentucky by Buck Pond Farm. Trainer Rudy Rodriguez claimed the winner for $50,000 a year and a half ago on behalf of Michael Dubb and Gary Alsquith. Sage Valley has earned $315,000. Saratoga Stakes action is presented by Warrendale Sales. Be sure to stop by the Warrendale consignment in Barred 1 at Saratoga to inspect the only Midnight Loot filly and the only Ghost Stepper filly in the sale. Fillies and mares at Saratoga in the Grade 3 Chevy Handicap. Authenticity, the 1-2 favorite. Once again, here's Tom Durkin.
Sea Island now set upon by Authenticity. Sea Island the neck, Authenticity right there. Moon Filly putting in her run now. Flashy American, Royal Lahaina, Eblouissant is last as the field turns for home. Sea Island Authenticity on even terms. And now Johnny Velasquez says go with Authenticity, but Flashy American is coming up the rail. Authenticity in front, Flashy American and Sea Island and Moon Filly coming down to the finish. It is Authenticity as they come down to the line. Authenticity took it, 3/4 of a length.
Odds on favorite Authenticity takes it officially by a length over Flashy American for a 1-2 finish by Keeneland Sells graduates. John Velasquez aboard in 152-1. Authenticity has not been worse than third in 6 starts this year, including a front-running victory in the Grade 2 La Tryon Stakes. The Todd Pletcher trainee was coming off a runner-up finish in the Grade 1 Ogden Phipps Handicap. The 6-year-old mare by Quiet American was bred in Kentucky by Dixiana Stables and was a $250,000 Keeneland September yearling. Authenticity has earned $513,000 for Padua Stables. Authenticity paid $3 to win and is the Malone's favorite of the week, presented by Malone's, Lexington's favorite steakhouse. More racing coming up, but first here's the upcoming schedule in the Breeders' Cup Win and You're In Challenge Series. Welcome back to Thoroughbred Week with 2-year-old stakes action from Saratoga coming up in this segment. But we begin with turf horses at Woodbine in the Grade 2 Nijinsky Stakes. Grand Arch, the 2-1 favorite. Dan Loisel has the call.
They're 4 furlongs out in the Nijinsky. Arctic Fern on the inside by a neck. Grand Arch, what a perfect trip for Grand Arch. Valentino Beauty, inches ever closer. So Long George to the inside, third, Riding the River, out of trouble, fourth, and just 3.5 lengths off the lead. Then we have Hampstead Heath, and they turn for home, and Grand Arch comes on at the quarter pole to take the lead. And it's Grand Arch Put the pressure by Luis Contreras. Prado sets down Valentino Beauty, and here comes the King Edward winner, riding the river on the far outside. Up the rails, So Long George, a furious finish. So Long George has taken the lead on the outside. Hampstead Heath, they're coming down to the wire. So Long George at 10-1 to win the Nijinsky.
So Long George by Claiborne Farm Stallion Arch scores by 3/4 over long shot Hampstead Heath, who has a neck on the favorite Grand Arch, also by Arch. Emma Jane Wilson aboard the Keeneland Sells Graduate in 145-1. The first stakes victory for So Long George, who broke his maiden for a $50,000 claiming tag over the Woodbine turf just over a year ago. The 4-year-old gelding was bred in Kentucky by Hidden Brook Farm and Jamie Corbett and was a $50,000 Keeneland September yearling. Trained by John Charalambas, So Long George has earned nearly $280,000 for Uphill Stable. To Del Mar for the Grade 1 Eddie Reed Stakes. Geronimo, the 5-2 favorite. Trevor Denman has the call.
Still strung out over a lot of ground. They head to the half-mile pole. Fedbiz on the inside and Slim Shady. They stride for stride. They clear by almost 4. Fly Lexus Flyers in third. Cogito on the far side. Baracci down at the rail. Now 6 off that leader. 4 back to Vagabond Shoes. Geronimo still a good 11 off them. Then Midi and So Fast. They come into the top of the lane now in the Eddie Reed. Along the inside, it's Fedbiz. Slim Shady right there. Now here comes Fly Lexus Fly. And Fly Lexus Fly coming to look for the lead on the outside. Baracci now comes out too, and Baracci comes to chase them home. Vagabond Shoes and Geronimo joins the fray late, suddenly wide open. Here's Geronimo down the center of the track, getting the perfect hand ride. So Fast has come out of nowhere too, but Geronimo absolutely perfectly ridden by Rafael Bejarano, and Geronimo wins the Erie Reed.
Favored Geronimo rallies to defeat long shot Vagabond Shoes by a length and a half. Rafael Bejarano, the winning jockey, in 145-4. The veteran turf star has won or placed in 14 graded stakes in Southern California. The 7-year-old horse by Congaree was bred in Florida by Brylin Farm. It was a $50,000 OBS August yearling and a $70,000 Barrett's May 2-year-old. Trained by Mike Pinder, Geronimo has banked $1.4 million for Robert LaPinta and B.J. Wright. American Produce Records is now available online. Visit brisnet.com/APR for unlimited access to the pedigrees of more than 3 million thoroughbreds for just $275 a year. To Saratoga for 2-year-old fillies and the Grade 3 Schuylerville Stakes. Bana, the 6-5 favorite. Tom Durkin has the call.
Brazen Persuasion knocking heads here with Yes Liz. Those two into the far turn together. Bana to the attack. There goes Bana up and after the lead. 21-3 was the opening quarter mile. Elena strikes in behind the leaders, running in fourth. And then it's a big break back to the rest of them. Silver Valley, Jones and for Jerry. And the last of all, True Blue Nation as they come to the top of the stretch. Bana rolls up on the outside. Yes Liz battles on in between horses. Brazen Persuasion fights on at the rail. And Elena Strikes puts in her bid now with 1 furlong to go. Brazen Persuasion is a stubborn filly here. Brazen Persuasion holding on to the lead. Bana comes at her again with another 100 yards to go. Brazen Persuasion, Bana, it's going to be very close, and it's going to be a photo finish. Brazen Persuasion and Bana hit the line together.
And let's take another look at that photo finish. It's 2-1 second choice Private Persuasion with the lead on the inside under Rosina Provnik. But the favorite Bana is challenging on the outside with Corey Lannery up. And the two fillies hit the wire together for a dead heat between Keeneland Sells graduates. Time of the race 1:12 flat. After finishing second on debut at Churchill Downs, Steve Asmussen trained Brazen Persuasion broke her maiden by 4 3/4 lengths under the Twin Spires. Bana, trained by Brett Calhoun, was a first-out maiden winner by 6 lengths at Churchill Downs. A $210,000 OBS March 2-year-old, the Indian Charlie filly Brazen Persuasion has earned $96,000 for Darren and Marilyn Pollitt. Bana, by Elusive Quality, has earned $87,000 for Wayne Sanders and Larry Hirsch. Brazen Persuasion was bred in Kentucky by T.F. Van Meter and Brian Kahn and was consigned by Van Meter Sales to the 2012 Keeneland September yearling sale, where she was purchased by Hobie Kite Agent for $57,000. Bana was bred in Kentucky by Aaron and Marie Jones and was consigned by TaylorMade Sales Agency to the 2012 Keeneland September yearling sale, where she was purchased by Sanders and Hirsch for $62,000. Rated stakes winning 2-year-old fillies Bana and Private Persuasion, the Keeneland Sales graduates of the week. 2-year-old Colts and Geldings at Saratoga and the Grade 2 Sanford Stakes. Undefeated Debt Ceiling, the 9-5 favorite, John Embrial picks up the call.
Wired Brian the Gray has the lead by a half length. Hollywood Talent now draws right alongside. Hollywood Talent on the outside, and Wired Brian, now Hollywood Talent takes the lead, and Wired Brian is racing in second. All in Blue has moved up to third. Jake's Magic Hat back running in fourth. Debt Ceiling is fifth, and the trailer is Southern Blessing, and the 2-year-old Colts come for the quarter pole. Hollywood Talent, Wired Brian down on the inside. It is Hollywood Talent, Wired Brian. Here's All in Blue looking to go outside, now has to switch to inside, but it's Wired Brian down at the rail with the lead. Then Hollywood Talent and All in Blue. Southern Blessing up to fourth in Jake's Magic Hat. Debt Ceiling is the trailer. Wired Brian draws away now, and it's going to be Wired Brian to take the Sanford.
7-1 Wired Brian draws off to defeat 23-1 Southern Blessing by 5 1/4 lengths. Sean Bridgman had aboard in 1:11 flat. A debut winner against Statebreds at Belmont Park, Wired Brian earns a $100,000 bonus for having won a maiden race and a graded stakes in New York in the same year. He's the first stakes winner for former Todd Pletcher assistant Mike Dilger. The colt by Stormy Atlantic was bred in New York by Enstu Farm and is owned by Enstu Stables. Wired Brian has earned $256,000 in only 2 starts. The Lanes and Stallion of the week is multiple Grade 1 winner Aftermarket. He is one of the leading third crop sires of stakes winners. His daughter Closing Range captured the $100,000 Oceanita Stakes last weekend at Del Mar, bringing her earnings to over $212,000. Welcome back to Thoroughbred Week with the Grade 1 CCA Oaks coming up in the segment. 3-year-old stakes action is presented by BC2A Paste. Reduce the likelihood of tying up with BC2A Paste. We begin with the Grade 3 Arlington Oaks. Sky Girl, the 2-1 favorite, John G. Dooley has the call.
4 furlongs in 49 3/5 seconds. Sky Girl has nosed in front of Gold Edge. It's Sky Girl and Gold Edge. They are in step. Now this is 3 furlongs out. Shanine Girl right there poised to strike now. My Option comes up wide. Frivolous is still held up. And at the inside is Bold Kitten even taking closer order. A compact Polytrack pack as they come past the quarter pole to the top of the stretch. 3/4 in 1:15 flat. They turn for home. My Option has swept in front. Sky Girl matching strides now with My Option, and these two tooth and nail for the final furlong. Frivolous has been switched out, then Gold Edge past the 16th. My Option comes. Frivolous charging on the outside. Sky Girl's third. My Option and Frivolous. My Option prevails over Frivolous.
5-1 second choice, My Option by Lanes and Stallion Belong to Me, holds off long shot Frivolous by a neck. Eduardo Perez, the winning jockey, in 1:52 4. A 2-time stakes winner at Hawthorne, My Option was coming off a runner-up finish against Statebreds in the Purple Violet Stakes at Arlington. The winner was bred in Illinois by her owner, Tim Keeley. Trained by Chris Block III, My Option has earned $261,000. To Del Mar for 3-year-old turf fillies in the Grade 2 San Clemente handicap. Itapa, the 8-5 favorite. Once again, here's Trevor Denman.
They set off into the far turn. An Unusual Way shows the way by a length. In the second spot is Lilborn Eliza. On the far side, Itapa now comes to tackle. Itapa moving in 2 off these leaders. Behind that, Wishing Gate, and Wishing Gate going well too. Needs somewhere to run at the rail, comes to take them on. Behind that, Judy in Disguise. At the top of the lane, Unusual Way's made a dash for home. Unusual Way, but here comes Wishing Gate. And Wishing Gate is flying up. Itapa just not doing enough. It is Wishing Gate striking the front with a 16th to go. And Wishing Gate and Gary Stevens are going to take the San Clemente. Wishing Gate stylish wins it by 2.
Wishing Gate, the winner officially by a length and 3/4 over Unusual Way. Gary Stevens aboard in 1:33-2. Stakes placed at Santa Anita at 2. The Tom Proctor trainee was coming off a victory in an optional creamer at Arlington Park. The filly by Indian Charlie was bred in Florida by her owner, Glen Hill Farm. Wishing Gate has earned $185,000.
The last 3 Kentucky Derby winners, Animal Kingdom, I'll Have Another, and Orb, have been separated from the pack with the help of Pala Mountains Equine Pro. Log on to palamountains.net.
To Saratoga for the Grade 1 Coaching Club American Oaks. Todd Pletcher sent out 2 of the 5 starters, 6-5 favorite Unlimited Budget, and 2-1 second choice, Princess of Silmar. Once again, here's Tom Durkin.
The pace is slow, the pack is tight, the battle is yet to begin here as My Happy Face continues on an uncontested lead. Marathon Lady on the outside, Unlimited Budget on the rail. In between those two is Cue the Moon. Princess of Silmar still laying off the leaders about 5 lengths from the front now as they move past the half-mile pole. They run a half mile in 48 4/5 seconds, so around the far turn, My Happy Face has been loose on an uncontested lead here with easy fractions. Marathon Lady to the attack at the midway point on the far turn. And there goes Princess of Silmar with a sweeping move on the far outside. And here she comes now. Cue the Moon, and Unlimited Budget has dropped back to last and is dropping farther behind as they turn for home. Princess of Silmar coming with a 4-wide sweep far outside. My Happy Face is second as they come to the final furlong. Cue the Moon and Marathon Lady. Unlimited Budget not doing well at all today. They're in the final furlong, and it is Princess of Silmar. The Kentucky Oaks winner is going to win the Coaching Club American Oaks, and did it well.
Princess of Silmar draws off to defeat My Happy Face by a widening 6 lengths. Javier Castellano aboard in 151 flat. The 6th win in the last 7 starts for Princess of Silmar, who is making her first out since scoring a 38-1 upset in the Grade 1 Kentucky Oaks. She's the 5th winner of the CCA Oaks for trainer Todd Pletcher. The filly by Majestic Warrior was bred in Pennsylvania by Ed Stanko. This victory puts Princess of Silmar over the $1 million mark in career earnings. She's owned by King of Prussia Stable. The best performance of the week, presented by Best PC Service. Contact Best PC Service for all your computer repairs and problems.
Thoroughbred Week is presented by Remard's total line of equine products featuring Total Calm and Focus, the leading calming product on racetracks nationwide. For further information, please log on to remardinc.com.
Time now for the feature race of the week, presented by Keeneland, investing in racing's future since 1936. It's the Grade 1 Delaware Handicap. Last year's winner, Royal Delta, the 2-5 favorite. Here's the call by John Curran.
And they're off in the Delaware Handicap. It's a pretty good start for them all. Royal Delta between horses. Toward the inside, Summer Applause. She's all in toward the rail. Nobody really being urged in this first furlong, and Royal Delta and Mike Smith has a rather easy lead as they come by the finish line the first time. It's Royal Delta leading 4 across the track. She's all in. Summer Applause and Why Not and Centering will be dropping back to last. An easy first quarter for Royal Delta on the front end. Couldn't have written it any better. Opening quarter in 24 seconds flat. Royal Delta, Mike Smith will say, catch us if you can today. Leads it by 2.5 lengths. She's all in toward the inside, closer than usual. Right alongside Summer Applause. Then a gap of 2.5 to end. Why Not? And Centering will have to come from last as they make their way around the clubhouse turn. Smith opens up on Royal Delta. She opens up 7 lengths on the field. She's all in, and Summer Applause are heads apart in second and third. A gap of 4 to end. Why Not? And Centering continues the trail. Half went in 47-2. He let out a notch on her there. Royal Delta down the backstretch in front by 7 or 8. Summer Applause now solo second. She's all in racing third, and Why Not moves up alongside and Centering, trying to move from last, but they've all got Royal Delta to catch. She passes the half. The 6 furlongs goes in 1:11-2. She really poured it on that half mile. Royal Delta in front by 8 lengths. Summer Applause and Why Not alongside. 2 lengths further back, 2. Centering, moving up on the outside, and she's all in. They've got 3/8 to go, and Royal Delta to catch. She's still winging it on the front end, leads it by still 8 lengths. And Why Not and Summer Applause are still battling in second and third, followed by Centering, and she's all in. They've got a quarter to go in the Delaware Handicap. The mile in 1:36.1, and it's all Royal Delta on the front end. She's still in command. 4 across the track, battling for second. And Why Not on the outside. She's all in, trying to come back for more, but it's Royal Delta and Mike Smith. Royal Delta, the defending champ, is back in her game today, and she's going to dominate in the Delaware Handicap. She's geared down in the final 16th. Royal Delta by 10. The champ is back.
Odds-on favorite Royal Delta cruises home by 10 3/4 lengths over long shot She's All In. The Keeneland Sells graduate under high weight of 123 pounds, and Mike Smith in 202 flat, a 111 brisk speed rating. The two-time champion gets back on track after finishing a well-beaten 10th in the Dubai World Cup, followed by a distant second-place effort in the Grade 2 Fleur-de-Lis Handicap. The 5-year-old mare by Empire Maker was bred in Kentucky by Pallades Investments and began her career racing in the colors of the late Prince Saad bin Khalid. Bessie Lou Stables acquired her for a record $8.5 million at the 2011 Keeneland November sale. Trained throughout her career by Bill Mott, Royal Delta has a bankroll of just over $4,251,000. Mike Smith with the Safe Ride of the Week, presented by Sally Horse Fans, the safest way to the winner's circle. We'll have 3-year-olds in the Grade 2 Jim Dandy Stakes from Saratoga and the Grade 1 Haskell Invitational from Monmouth Park, along with turf fillies and mares in the Grade 1 Diana Stakes next week here on Thoroughbred Week.
Thoroughbred Week with John Henderson has been presented by Actistatin, Adena Springs, Bloodstock Research, Breeders' Cup, Claiborne Farm, Dock Lane's Veterinary Pharmacy, Horse Sense, Keeneland, Lane's End, Malone's, New York Thoroughbred Breeding and Development Fund, OCD Pellets, Old Colony Insurance Services, Pala Mountains, Pin Oak Stud, Quillen Leather and Tack, Ramard, Sally Horse Vans, and Shadwell Farm. Online at tbredweek.com.